This is WFYI News Now. It's September 30th, and I'm Abriana Herron. On today's show, Purdue University's independent student newspaper no longer employs international students. President Donald Trump orders release of any classified Amelia Earhart documents. And after this weekend's win, the Indiana Fever go to a winner-take-all Game 5.
We've been through everything. So being in these types of situations isn't new to us. It's when we've been at our best.
Those stories coming up, but first, a Marion County judge ordered a jury trial for a lawsuit brought by residents of a troubled public housing complex. Residents of downtown Lugar Tower brought the suit against Indianapolis Housing Agency in June over safety and sanitation concerns. They say that without a security presence, they do not feel safe in their apartments. Court records show police have dispatched to the building 883 times between January 2023 and June 2025. Other allegations include elevator and power outages, extensive water leaks, and non-residents entering through unlocked doors and loitering. Yvonne Bean, the head of IHA, says in an affidavit it was experiencing a budget shortfall that prevented it from paying security and property management contractors. This summer, the contractors terminated their services to the building. A judge ordered the housing agency to explain new evidence that it violated a court order at a hearing next month. That order mandated security and property management in a compliance agreement with the Indiana Attorney General's office. It was intended to fix issues faced by residents. The jury trial in the residents' lawsuit is scheduled for late November. Purdue University's independent student newspaper, the Purdue Exponent, will no longer employ international students. The Exponent and the university came to similar conclusions earlier this month. Kyle Charters, the Exponent's publisher, says it's likely linked to the university's move to distance itself from the student paper.
We presume, I guess, that it was an unintended consequence of Purdue's decision over the summer, and one that we feel like is honestly pretty unfortunate.
The university chose not to renew a long-standing vendor contract, revoked student journalists' parking passes, and ended assistance with distribution on campus. The university also asked the publication to remove the word Purdue from its website and masthead. Purdue did not respond to a request for comment for this story. Due to federal laws, international students on F-1 visas are not able to work for organizations outside of a university, except under specific circumstances. The Exponent parted ways with 4 international student journalists on staff and told other prospective staffers that they would not be able to join. The university does not have a journalism program. President Donald Trump has taken a sudden interest in the decades-old mystery surrounding pilot Amelia Earhart. He recently ordered the release of any classified documents. It is unclear what, if any, files remain sealed. Some researchers are skeptical documents will shed any light on remaining questions. Earhart was working at Purdue University when she embarked on her final around-the-world flight attempt. Purdue University General Counsel Steve Schultz said Earhart was a wide-ranging pioneer in a recent interview with WFYI.
Pioneer in women's rights, advocate for women being in careers outside the home, and certainly a pioneer in aviation.
An upcoming expedition led by Purdue researchers may finally answer the biggest question about Earhart's disappearance. Did the plane land near a South Pacific island, stranding Earhart and her co-pilot? And for our final story today, facing elimination, the Indiana Fever rallied Sunday to defeat the Las Vegas Aces 90-83 in Game 4 of the WNBA semifinals. With a sea of red shirts blanketing the seats at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, the Indiana women's professional basketball team fought to keep the postseason run going. Fever head coach Stephanie White says she's proud of her team that has continued to find ways to work together.
We've been through everything. So being in these types of situations isn't new to us. It's when we've been at our best.
White says there is still work to do ahead of the winner-take-all Game 5 that will determine who goes to the WNBA Finals. Game 5 will take place in Las Vegas tonight at 9:30 p.m. That's all for today's episode of WFYI News Now. Our podcast is produced by Zach Bundy with support from the news team at WFYI and public media journalists across the state. Our news director is Sarah Neal-Estes. Kendall Antron produced our music, and I'm your host, Abriana Herron. If you like today's episode, remember to subscribe and share, and follow WFYI on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube to check in on our newsroom throughout the day. Thanks for listening. We'll be back tomorrow.